Tehran residents are living under unrelenting dread as Iran faces bombardment from above and brutal repression from within. Citizens in the Iranian capital tell the BBC they feel trapped between escalating U.S.-Israeli airstrikes targeting the country and their own government's increasingly desperate attempts to reassert control over the population. The dual pressure has created what residents describe as an atmosphere of total fear, with families afraid to leave their homes as explosions echo overhead, while security forces crack down on any signs of dissent in the streets below. This represents a critical moment for Iran's Islamic Republic, which is fighting wars on multiple fronts while struggling to maintain domestic authority. The regime's iron-fisted response to internal unrest, combined with external military pressure, has pushed ordinary Iranians into an impossible situation where safety seems non-existent. As international tensions continue to escalate and domestic opposition grows, Iran's future stability hangs in the balance, with profound implications for Middle Eastern security and global energy markets. Scotland's parliament has rejected groundbreaking assisted dying legislation after an emotionally charged debate that would have made it the first part of the United Kingdom to legalize the practice. Members of the Scottish Parliament engaged in passionate discussions weighing personal autonomy against ethical concerns before ultimately voting down the proposals. The bill would have allowed terminally ill adults with mental capacity to request medical assistance to end their lives under strict safeguards and medical oversight. Supporters argued it would provide dignity and choice for those facing unbearable suffering, while opponents raised concerns about potential abuse and the sanctity of life. The debate reflected deep societal divisions about end-of-life care and individual rights that extend far beyond Scotland's borders. Similar legislation continues to be debated across Europe and other developed nations as aging populations and advanced medical care create new ethical dilemmas. While this particular bill has failed, the issue is unlikely to disappear from Scottish politics, with advocates promising to continue pushing for what they see as fundamental human rights legislation. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is calling for an urgent meeting between Donald Trump and British Prime Minister Keir Starmer to find common ground on Ukraine policy and strengthen Western unity. In an exclusive BBC interview following talks with Starmer, Zelensky emphasized the critical need for the two leaders to reload the relationship as Ukraine continues its fight against Russian invasion. The Ukrainian president expressed concerns about potential shifts in American support under Trump's leadership and stressed that coordinated Western backing remains essential for Ukraine's survival and eventual victory. Zelensky's diplomatic push comes as he works to secure continued military aid and political support from key allies amid growing war fatigue in some Western capitals. The call for Trump-Starmer dialogue reflects Ukraine's strategic understanding that transatlantic unity will be crucial for maintaining the coalition that has sustained its war effort for nearly 3 years. With winter approaching and the conflict showing no signs of resolution, Zelensky's diplomatic offensive may prove as important as battlefield victories in determining Ukraine's ultimate fate and Europe's long-term security architecture. Health officials are describing an unprecedented and explosive meningitis outbreak in Kent as a major public health emergency, after confirming 15 cases and 2 deaths. The outbreak represents an unusually large cluster of the potentially fatal disease, which causes inflammation of the protective membranes covering the brain and spinal cord and can kill within hours if left untreated. Authorities are working frantically to trace contacts and identify the source of the outbreak, while providing preventive antibiotics to those at risk of exposure. The rapid spread has alarmed medical experts who call the situation unprecedented in recent British public health history. Meningitis outbreaks, while rare, can devastate communities due to the disease's ability to spread quickly through close contact and its high mortality rate among vulnerable populations, including children and young adults. Public health teams are conducting extensive contact tracing while urging residents to watch for symptoms, including severe headache, fever, and neck stiffness. The outbreak serves as a stark reminder of how quickly infectious diseases can emerge and spread, testing the UK's public health response systems at a time when healthcare resources remain stretched. British physics research faces what scientists are calling catastrophic cuts as the UK prepares to cancel its contribution to the Large Hadron Collider's next major upgrade, threatening the nation's role in groundbreaking scientific discovery. This dramatic funding reduction comes barely a decade after British scientists played a crucial role in discovering the Higgs boson particle, a triumph that revolutionized our understanding of the universe's fundamental structure. The proposed cuts would effectively end Britain's participation in one of the world's most important scientific instruments, located at CERN in Switzerland, where international collaboration has produced Nobel Prize-winning discoveries. Scientists warn that withdrawal from such prestigious projects will damage Britain's reputation as a global scientific powerhouse and drive talented researchers to other countries with stronger funding commitments. The Higgs boson discovery demonstrated how fundamental physics research can lead to unexpected technological breakthroughs with massive economic benefits. As other nations increase their scientific investments, Britain's retreat from basic research could have profound long-term consequences for innovation, economic competitiveness, and the country's ability to attract top scientific talent in an increasingly knowledge-based global economy.